everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Meals in the Making. Today, we don't have much time. We were in Victoria this weekend, and I got back to the house and we decided we didn't really want to do anything that took a whole lot of effort. So we're doing crock pot meals again, but I promise they're different crock pot meals than the last time. What are you laughing at?
Dude, just do the same crock pot meals for a new video.
Anyway, so today we're doing crock pot Thai chicken. And we're also doing one of mine and Robbie's favorite recipes that I found for Optavia, and that's crock pot chili. Now you may think we're crazy for having chili in the middle of the summer, but it's okay. We'll keep our house really cold that day, so it'll feel like it's winter. So let's get to these crock pot recipes. For the crock pot chili recipe, you will need 25 ounces of extra lean ground beef, 2 cans of Great Value Italian diced tomatoes. I couldn't find Great Value Italian diced tomatoes, mostly because I was at H-E-B and they don't sell Great Value. So what I got was the diced tomatoes with garlic and olive oil because it's kind of equivalent. A half a cup of tomato paste, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1.5 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, a half a teaspoon of pepper, 3/4 a teaspoon of salt, and you will also need a half a cup of water.
Here we've got the beef for the chili. It's how many ounces again?
25.
25 ounces of raw beef, and then you'll go ahead and brown it here. Don't put any seasoning on it, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so for the crock pot chili, one of my personal favorites, we're going to put the already browned meat into the crock pot first. Robbie, will you do the honors? First, I'll add a half a cup of water. Then I'll add the 2 cans of diced tomatoes. I go ahead and drain mine just because I don't like my chili to be super soupy. I like it to be more hearty. But if you like yours soupy, by all means, don't drain it. Then I'm gonna add half a cup of this tomato paste. Then 1.5 tablespoons of chili powder. Now, if you don't like your chili spicy, don't add as much chili powder. I learned from experience that this can be quite spicy if you add the entire thing, but we like it that way, so that's okay. I'm also gonna add half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 3/4 a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna give it a good stir, and then I'm gonna put the lid on this, and just like the crock pot Thai chicken, I'm going to leave this on high for 3 to 4 hours or on low for 6 to 8. Again, I'm gonna be doing it on high tonight, but I have done it on low while we've been at work, and it works just as well, especially if you have one of those crock pots that turns to warm once it hits the 8-hour mark. Because then you come home from work and it's all ready to go. Okay, so this chili makes 5 servings, just like the crock pot Thai chicken. It is 1 lean, 2 greens, so you will need an extra green. I usually put green beans with it because it's my favorite. And then it's 3 condiments. So you will not need a healthy fat with this because it is the lowest level of lean, but you will just need your green, and that should be it. For the crock pot Thai chicken, you will need 45 ounces of raw chicken breast, 1 1/4 a cup of coconut milk, half a cup of PB2, 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of fresh lime juice, a half a cup of salsa of your choice, half teaspoon of ground ginger, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and you will also need 1/4 a cup of water. Okay, so for our crock pot Thai chicken, it's very simple. I'm going to put all of my chicken into the bottom of the crock pot. Now I'm using about 6 chicken breasts. I know that sounds like a lot, but this does count for 5 meals, and this gets you up to your 45 ounces. So just kind of place them at the bottom of the crock pot. It's okay if they overlap, obviously, because you would need a huge crock pot for them not to. In a medium-sized bowl, I'm going to mix all of the other ingredients and then mix them together. And then after that, we'll pour it over the chicken, and that's literally it. So 1 1/4 cups of coconut milk. 1/2 cup of PB2. If you've never used PB2 before, it is awesome. 1/4 cup of water. 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce. 2 tablespoons of lime juice. 1/2 cup of salsa of your choice. I use Pace. It's simple, it's cheap, it works. 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger and 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. So like I said previously, I'm gonna whisk all of this together. The reason I'm using a whisk is because you're using all that PB2 in there, and that PB2 is powder. And if you don't whisk it up, it will just clump together. So if I've got the whisk, I can make sure it's not gonna do that. As you can see, it's very, very watery. It's a very thin consistency. So like I previously said, I'm going to pour my mixture over the chicken. I'm gonna pop the lid on and keep it on high for 3 to 4 hours or low for 6 to 8 hours. Okay, so this is the crock pot Thai chicken. As you can see, you get a pretty heaping amount of this. It's pretty delicious. I've already had a couple bites. For this, you get 5 servings out of that crock pot, so that's a pretty good amount. That's a whole week, you guys. Now, I wouldn't want to eat crock pot Thai chicken for the whole week, but I mean, it's pretty good. It's very filling, and it's just amazing. So this bad boy is 1 leaner, 3 condiments, a healthy fat, and your snack for the day because of the PB2. But you do need to add your 3 servings of non-starchy vegetables. So I've got a 1.5 cups of cauliflower rice underneath it. Enjoy.